Morning, Kristen. Long time no see. So, my question today is any suggestions for how to do meditations to dial into universal wisdom? Or is it that every time we meditate, that is part of meditation? Yes. So, meditation again is a tool to dive into our inner peace, calm, serenity. So, once you can sit in a field of inner calm, serenity, the cosmic intelligence or universal wisdom will work on you. It's a natural process. Of course, there's a very detailed techniques, but inner calm and inner serenity is a must or criteria to be healed or to be, you know, healed by the cosmic intelligence. For example, now you can let go old, repetitive, compulsive thoughts, letting go old patterns of thinking behavior, especially the elective one. If you can let go and sit in a field of inner calm peace, healing starts. There's a power of pure observation established. Established. You can purely observe everything outside of you and inside of you. Like you have that clear picture that everything moves around you, flows in you. The whole world is flowing in you right now, the whole cosmos, actually. If you look outside, day and night, trees, people, weather, sunny day, rainy day, windy day, you understand that at least externally, something is changing, something is moving, everything's changing, everything's moving. Everything arises and disappears. If we say a day or a night, it changes very so gradually or finely that we really, how to say, rarely notice the changement. Like the sunlight is changing, the temperature is arising in the morning or dropping at night, right? So, but if you really can sit in the field of inner calm, you can sense more. Make sense to you? So remember, I use that math, division of math. So your life experience is the quotient equals uh, dividend on the top. Dividend is your like normal life, okay? But your experience and understanding is the quotient. Quotient equals your everyday life, your activities divided by the divisor is your inner calm and peace. Makes sense to you? The more you become calm, the same experience or everyday life activities may have different experience and understanding. That's how important the inner calm and peace is. For normal everyday and for normal people, they don't have any inner calm and peace. So let's say the divisor is like 100. Even though they have very spectacular life, everyday activities, their experience is very small because the inner common piece is so little. The device is 100. But as a meditator, you can tune down your inner peace and calm to like 1 or 2 or 5. You have very normal everyday life activities, but your experience, the quotient at the left side, is big. So that means we may have two choices of different life experience. First one, we can go to marvelous nature, like beautiful, attractive scene, right? You can go to Great Canyon. You can go to the how to say the falls. What's that for at North and Canada and North American border? I forgot the name. You can go to magnificent nature to experience that, because now you have big number on the top as a dividend, right? That's one way you increase the top dividend to have more life experience. But there's another one. You still have the everyday life, like chores of life, living, washing dishes, or walking from kitchen to living room. But now you are so peaceful and calm. The divisor underneath is so small, then you experience more. Do you like this metaphor? Like this division? So again, inner calm, inner serenity is the first step. The second step, you have the power of pure observation. You can see the changes, movements. You can see your patterns of thinking, joy, sadness. You can see the emotions play tricks, and also you can see the memory or your background play tricks in terms of how you see the world, how you labeling the world, how you understand the world. Again, in the same situation, people may have different understandings because their background, their memory, their predisposition is different. Meditation is try to letting go all this disposition, the previous conditionings, programs, and be empty. We came into this world with nothing. I mean, from 0 to 1 years old, a baby, we are, we don't have too much programs in terms of social conditioning, educational conditioning, family conditioning, and so on. Right? We are blank, empty canvas or screen. with time passing by, we growing up, we learn this, we start that, we are programmed more and more, you know. But the spiritual awakening is to letting go all these programs after birth and before birth. Okay, before birth in terms of genes programming. After birth means epigenetic programming. We choose consciously, consciously choose go back to the purity, that empty vast screen of consciousness. For example, if you're calm enough, you may feel the energy vibration in your body. Do you feel your body is vibrating? Right at this moment, the cosmic intelligence is working on you. And the more you can stay inside, back to the body, back to the source of who you are, the more you allow the cosmic intelligence working on you. You're purifying yourself. You're purifying your previous conditionings or programs. You just open your mind and heart to a degree that the cosmic intelligence can reach out, can penetrate your ego walls or prisons, that when you really letting go, the ego at least temporarily resolves. The walls, the bars of prison dissolves. That the light of the cosmic intelligence can enter into your body, into the cells, tissues, organs to heal. In physiology, we call this parasympathetic nervous system, right? The system to repair, digest, and rest. So it's a process of deconstruction and the reconstruction. Make sense to you? Deconstruction in terms of you letting go the old systems or the programs or conditions, the identity of who I am. Make sense to you? I'm this body, I'm this mind, I have this job, I have this relation, I have this personality, I have all these personal traits. You're letting go all of them. Someone may be okay, someone even good, but at this moment, as a meditator, you're letting go because the true self or the who we are really are much bigger and greater and deeper than this limited identification. So it's a process of deconstruction, right? So you're letting go, you dissolve yourself into nothingness, emptiness. Then from that, like you open your doors and windows of your house, you're letting all the air fresh and air energy, fresh air and energy and sunlight come in. right? Then there's a new atmosphere in your room. In the same way, there's a new atmosphere in your body, or there's the reprogramming. Even it's a very good one. It's a total non-identical true self. I will say we are still in the form of a body and mind, but this body and mind then becomes non-individual. Now you're free. Even though you have some previous conditions or programs like traces of that, those conditions and programs, leftovers, but it won't influence you anymore. It can only influence your body, physical body, but it cannot never ever influence your heart or pure mind. Everything you do, or every choice you make becomes a conscious one. Like now, you choose consciously to listen to this sharing or teaching. It makes you feel good. Make sense? And it makes sense. It's right. It's the right thing. That's a gradual cultivation, and we need this gradual cultivation or gradual enlightenment to to really completely purify the defilements, the conditions, the programs. The wisdom of Buddha's teaching is that there's no self. There's no one here, okay? You see, we are so programmed and conditioned that I'm this body, I'm this mind. I start this, I learn that, I have a family, I have a background of education, I have this job. So all these kind of elements made sense of I, right? It's a wrong perception. The Buddha's highest teaching is there's no I here, there's no ego, there's no individual, right? Why? Because everything in your body mind now is a collective or universal cooperation or teamwork. Your body is made of all the food, the nutritions from Mother Nature, from water, from air, from ocean, from Mother Earth. We are just temporarily using all of these nutritions, water, air, temporarily. There's no ownership. We're just using it. At time of dying or death, we have to let it go and really return, have all of them recycled back. You cannot hold on that anything that is collective. It's in how to say process of spinning, moving, changing. No one can step into river twice. Heraclitus, right, the ancient Greek philosopher, At this time, your body is in the river of cosmic ocean, is dancing with everything else. There's nothing you can hold on. That's a wisdom. You understand, oh, what the heck? I understand now. This understanding is crucial. This wisdom is crucial. And it will change your way of perception, of interaction with everything and everyone. Actually, you don't feel separated. You always feel connected. You're connected with your family, or you're connected with nature, air, the food. You're connected with your every action and behavior, thoughts, emotions. Everything's connected in a way beyond our imagination. That's the cosmic intelligence, because it's beyond our imagination. Just give you a picture. You have how many cells in your body? Around 50 trillion cells. Okay, 5 times 10 to the power of 13. Imagine you have 5 to the 10 power 13 that of money in your bank. You're so rich. That's a huge number, okay? And each cell has how many atoms in terms of hydrogen, oxygen, helium, and so on, nitrogen? Another 100 trillion. So it's around 10 to the power of like 26. So many atoms in such coherent way of working. They know when to work, how to work. A liver cell becomes a liver cell instead of a heart cell. A toe cell, a skin cell becomes a toe cell and a skin cell instead of heart cell. So they're highly organized, coherent organism. Are you doing it? Every second, there's billions and billions chemical reactions in your body, and the millions cells, birth and death. I mean, in every second, are you doing it? And our body mind is constantly exchange with every information in the nature, in the society too. The stress, the family, your co-workers. It's such a beautiful dancing. If you really see that picture, you cannot be separated, okay, from this cosmic intelligence. Or sometimes I say you cannot escape from the love of God. No way. But for most of people, they don't have this picture. They don't have this understanding or wisdom. So if you have this understanding or wisdom, you will appreciate everything. You will appreciate your cells, your tissues, your organs. You will appreciate the air, which is from grasslands, from forests, from ocean. You will appreciate sunlight. You appreciate your food. Every time you eat, you appreciate it. This appreciation alone generates dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, all these chemicals in your body. You are the healing of process. like you are fall in love with everything. Do you still remember your first love? You feel so vibrant because you fall in love with him or her, even it. Okay. In that process of loving, you're generating, you're healing yourself. So if you can extend this sense of appreciation or love to everyone, to everything, to every cell, tissue, organ, thoughts, mind, come on, I cannot describe it. Your most happiest person, wealthy person, more energetic person, more the wisest person, you understand every positive terminologies like love, appreciation, gratitude, compassion, serenity, interconnective, openness, luminosity, stability, purity, singularity, complexity. You understand all this by your own experiencing. It's crazy. It's so mind blowing. You are the core that unifies everything. You become the unified universal field that connects, embracing everything. Because it is in this universal unified field, everything arises and disappears. Now, the final step of human evolution finishes. That's all. That's a destination. That's called absolute. That's called the ultimate. There's nothing higher than this understanding. There's nothing superior than this understanding. In Buddha's teaching, we call this anattara samyu sambodhi, 无上正等正觉. There's nothing higher than this. That's the meaning of ultimate, right? But this highest understanding has the same meaning of equality. Everything is equal. You don't become superior because you have this understanding. No, you see everything else as equal as you. You see that the power of that wisdom? The wisdom, the highest wisdom is this understanding that you are one with everything. Non-duality, non-dual. You're one with the air, with the food. That's our experience, right? With the water. With the family. With your colleagues, with your teacher, with your students, with your friends, relatives. So again, if I conclude this topic, first step, inner serenity, calm and peace, right? You have to reach the level, at least certain level of inner calm. Otherwise, our mind is like the waves of bubbles on the surface of the lake or ocean. Okay, there's no way you can understand the deep down there, deep down of the ocean, because you're always thinking, imagination, or even, how to say, destroying yourself, hallucinating yourself, never have a real and clear and stable picture of who you are, and what the nature is, what the whole world is. You're so disturbed and distracted. You most time for that who only live the superficial level of their human being, they're so, how to say, unstable. They never have a taste of what a being is. Because they always want to do something to, I have to do something to make me existing. No. I think, therefore I am. No. I do, therefore I am. No. I am, therefore I do. I am, therefore I think. I am, don't need, how to say, the second part of doing and thinking. But you can use it. Actually, the I amness and the thoughts and doing are just different manifestation of this totality. The moment you can think, the moment you can memorize, the moment we can plan and imagine, is manifestation of cosmic intelligence. So that's a wisdom, that's a wise understanding. And luckily, I have good news. I started to have a face-to-face meditation group in South Surrey now. In my clinic, yeah, last Saturday, just 2 days ago, yeah, I had 3 ladies, beautiful ladies, coming to the meditation, face-to-face, something like this. But I add a little bit different because it's more face-to-face, more interactive. And they really love it. So inspiring. Maybe I can share one of the story or experience from one of the meditators, I mean the listeners, it's 2 days ago. So the lady works in hospice, right? Hospice means people are old and sick and ready for death. So she had this connection with someone. She never knows her name, or background or experience, know nothing about that person who is going to die, and she has some connection with, that whole process of dying. But she didn't give me a very detailed information. But I what I understand is the whole experience with the connection of the out of body experience. The the person who is in the process of dying, her or his spirit is leaving his body, right? Or just, yeah. Then at that moment, she had the connection, and all that experience changed her view of life. And it's like a drive for her to seek, like, wisdom or the greater understanding. Who am I? Why we are here, right? So for her, she's so lucky to have that experience to change her view of life, to to pursue, a higher understanding, or the truth or the reality, right? So that's one way. You have somebody or someone had this extraordinary experience, out of body experience, or have higher connection with some higher energy or higher realm. That's one way. There's another way. Again, as a normal people who haven't had that extraordinary experience or ecstatic experience, you know, we can choose to tune inwardly, to decrease the divisor, while the dividend is same everyday life, but quotient become greater, right? Because now the divisor is become smaller, the quotient will become greater if we have the same everyday activities. Again, I use that division in the math. And I was that kind of person. I never had out of body experience, or my mind can travel to another realm. I just look within. It's a inward traveling. That day, there's a listener ask the astral traveling, and again he had wonderful astral traveling experience, and that kind of interesting experience changed his view of life too, or at at least some of his understanding of, wow, actually there's so many different worlds. I totally believe them, and they are so lucky. But as normal people, we can dive inwardly to have extraordinary experience in the ordinary life. Once you have that understanding and wisdom and serenity too. So again, serenity is the foundation, first step, right? You see, the moment we open our eyes, the first second in the morning, magic happens already. The very facts that we can see, hear, listen, touch, smell, taste, and think is already wonderful. The problem is most world people took this granted for so many years. We get used to these six sensory capabilities. We never appreciate it. We never appreciate the air, the sunlight, the raindrops. I mean, maybe to some extent we do. But how about deepen your appreciation? That in every situation, in every space, coordinates of space time, you can really appreciate, no matter where you are, what you're doing, who are you talking to. Love is right in front of you. Can you see it with the eyes of wisdom? You see, it's so funny. You know, the first step of human evolution is to survive. Make sense? The Homo sapien that stood up in the forest and walked in the land like 300 million years ago, our ancestors had to learn to survive. That's the first step of human evolution, right? I mean, human civilization. We have passed that period of evolution. Now we have food. We can survive. We can living in a room that is secure. And the second step of human civilization is the how to say, the richness of a material, or let's say the convenience or comfort of life. If you look back 300 years, we have all the machinery, technology, development to bring the comfort and convenience of life to us. And we are still in that process right now. More materialized, more, convenience. You can fly, you can talk through internet. We can use technology to, diagnose the sickness, to heal by biomedical, medicine. We can do the RMI, we even now have the AI. But this is not final destination. The final destination is we have to recognize who we are. So I will call this the third step or the final step of human evolution. And this quantum leap of consciousness evolution, it transcends space and time. So it's a final work we need to do. It's the ultimate. You see, again, ultimate transcends space and time, beyond space and time, beyond body and our mind. That's why awakening is so important. And there's a listener wrote me an email. Why we have this body mind? It's a very good question. Why we have this body mind? Can you answer this question by you? You haven't answered my question yet. Why you have a body mind question? You can leave if you want. If you want to go, no problem. Yeah, to make it through the human experience as a spirit. So our human and individual mind is finite, limited. Okay, there's no doubt. But this finite body mind is established on a foundation or in a field that is infinite. So the purpose of this body mind is to use this body mind, which is finite, to recognize our background, our source is infinite. Anyone who fail to realize this are doomed to suffer. Or, in other words, suffering is the drive of non suffering. Suffering is the drive for wisdom. You see how paradoxical it is. Until one day we awaken enough to realize there's no suffering at all, then all the suffering ends instantly. That's the Buddha's teaching. All the sufferings are illusory, illusions, delusions. You are not practiced to have this understanding, okay? Once you, how to say, it is so. But our mind or pure consciousness have to recognize this to draw the second half of the circle. As I always said, you, the consciousness or pure mind, have to recognize this. Then job done. Mission completed. So easy. At least you enter the door of enlightenment, awakening, then everything left is to purify the defilement, the programs and the conditions, which are our illusions, which are bubble-like, 如梦幻泡影, so dream-like, illusion-like, bubble-like, shadow-like conditions and programs. So profound. So profound. I keep studying, the psychology, neuroplasticity, and so on, emotions, hormones. They're so wonderful, wonderful, scientists, psychologists, or neuroscientists. But they have very good understanding, but still, their understanding is not as profound as Buddha's teaching. They're addressed to the programs, to the conditionings, to the psychology, to the physiology, to the hormones. But Buddha said all these studies are relative. Only when you enter the field of absolute, everything relative is an illusion in comparison to the ultimate. It's so hard to explain now. So you have to realize it. That's where I can accompany you. That's where my words can only, how to say, lead you or guide you. 言语道断，心行处灭。No matter how I'm good at explanation or how bad I'm good at explanation, you have to understand it from your side, from your consciousness, and there's nothing is yours and mine, but you are that same consciousness as Buddhas, as Jesus, as gods. Same, identical. The difference is Buddha's understanding or sage's understanding are different or much deeper, wider. So my homework for you, Christian, maybe is start from a small thing or little thing that you appreciate. Appreciation only or itself can bring a sense of gratitude or in loving with that thing, and you're in a healing process. One of your friends is a psychologist and a neuroscientist with a PhD who also meditates. Very good. Sees value of meditation and diverse practices of wisdom. Cool. Lucky her or him. Anyone, no matter how famous or successful in the world, if they don't recognize who I am, the real self, they doomed to suffer. The ignorance of who I am or who we are the origin of suffering. That's why in Buddha's teaching, ignorance is the greatest obstacle, is the number one reason to suffer. In modern terms, to be stressful, to be anxious, depressed, you know, jealousy, anger, addiction, loneliness, fear, boring, boredom, all these expressions leads to one final reason of suffering is that they don't know who are they or who I am. Once you figure out who are you or who I am, all the problems will solve gradually, step by step. That's a message I can bring here. Once you understand who I am or awakened, then not only all these sufferings ends, but also, more importantly, you have total different experience, joy, calm, peaceful, you know, connectivity, freedom, clarity, stability, strength, power. You see, instead of fight against a sickness or disease, that's the byproduct of awakening. You can end all these of sufferings, depression, anger, jealousy, and so on. You enter a total different field of experience, which is joy, calm, peaceful, luminosity, connectivity. That's my experience now. So I can definitely bring this message to you. And you can work on it by yourself with good guidance, with your persistence, with your dedication, You, the awareness, have to make a choice. I want to awaken. I want to change. I want to improve. How hard you have that determination. How willing you're going to change. All depends on you. You may have 1,000 excuses not to do it, but once you choose to do it, nothing can change that. That's called how determined you can be. Today is a victorious day, so let's enjoy this victorious day in this conversation. But it's cloudy today. So in here, I don't know what's your weather in your city now? Okay, maybe if no more further questions, we can end this session in a joyful, peaceful, charming, connecting, loving, helping, clear, wise field of existence. Sounds like heaven, right? Sunny, cloudy. Okay. So no matter what the external weather is, you are your heart always sunny and bright, warming, giving birth, giving life to yourself and others. And keep doing it, keep doing it. Feed yourself with organic mental food. Keep doing it every day. Meditate, mindfulness, you know, organic food, good sleep, read a spiritual book or in a YouTube channel. Feed yourself. Have that consistency. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my dear Dharma friends. That's a good point. Thank you, Christian. See you. Yeah.